What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install resistors into your car. We're going to be working on the rear turn signals and the front turn signals today, and so I'm just going to get everything installed and we're going to see how they look. So I'm sure these will work pretty good. Got them on Amazon, link in the description. And so this is what you have to do if you convert your turn signals into LEDs. You don't have to do this on any other bulb, but if a bulb flashes, it doesn't receive constant power, you have to put these in or you'll get hyperblink. I've been dealing with hyperblink for a long time after we installed the LEDs into the rear turn signals, because the car believes that there is a shot bulb, and that's the way that it indicates you that you need to go, hey, go replace this bulb. One of them shot, go check. Well, it's not the case. These resistors, what they do is they take all the extra energy and they burn it off as heat. So these things get pretty stinking hot. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. I'm going to show you guys how to do that real quick. I may end up mounting this thing up if I can find some screws or something, but I don't like putting self-tapping screws through metal, especially on this kind of stuff on a car, because what happens is that if you don't paint it, it rusts, and then it just makes, for trouble in the future. So I usually like to come up with a different solution for this kind of stuff, but these do get very, very hot. Without further ado, we're going to chop into this harness right here, and we're going to get this thing wired in, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So very, very easy job, you guys. You're gonna need minimal tools. I do like to solder. In my experience, I've had much more luck with using butt connectors than with soldering. And a lot of people will actually tell you, hey, don't solder close to the engine bay because of the extreme temperatures that engines put off. It can actually cause issues with solder connections. So with it being this close to the front of the car, I actually don't think that we're gonna have any issues, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. What we're gonna do is you're gonna need a razor blade, some butt connectors, or solder if you wanna go that route. That's totally up to you. Strippers, some clippers. What you're gonna do is you're gonna cut away the old tape here on the front. We'll get this peeled back, and I will reapply tape when we're done here. Look at that. We're gonna take our clippers here. The black is ground, the green with red stripe is power. We're going to cut here, grab our strippers, strip away the wires. Seems like these wires are about 18 gauge. Figure out a decent place to bolt them to where they're not going to come into contact with anything that's gonna cause any harm. The headlight kind of mounts up right here. I don't want this to intrude on where the headlight is. I don't want it to touch the headlight. I don't want it to melt anything, that sort of thing. So I'm gonna kind of loosely mock up the headlight. This isn't gonna be perfect by any stretch, but just making sure that where I'm planning on putting it isn't gonna cause any issues. It looks like we've got more than enough clearance for this to work. It seems like just right here in this area is gonna be good. I'm gonna do the most ethical thing that I know to do. We're gonna drill some holes. Then we're gonna paint the holes with touch-up paint. I don't know why it took me 84.5 minutes to figure this out. Do these fit? Hot diggity damn. It's meant to be, I guess. Meant to be. I'd rather it look like someone cared than just threw it together. Oh man, are these 8s? Nice, okay, all right. Maximum effort. I'll look back at this one day and be like, man, I'm glad I did this. So should I go high? Yeah, I'm gonna go high. I'm gonna go up here. There's plenty of room. Shouldn't hurt anything, hopefully. All right, hit that with a little bit of touch-up paint. I shouldn't have to clean it or anything crazy because it's it's clean metal. At least it should be, I guess. Some of you are probably like, man, this is totally unnecessary. If I cared what you think, I wouldn't even be here. I'm just kidding. I care what you guys think. Wouldn't ask so much of you if I didn't. That seems to have went through all the way. I'm not gonna get too carried away. That is more effort than what a lot of people would put into this, guaranteed. that is installed. Now that we're here, we are going to strip away some more of this wire. So these seem to be 18 gauge as well. Cool. Now we got to strip these guys. And the actual wiring part is the fastest part. It's also why I like using butt connectors. You get results fast. All right, so the way this works is it doesn't matter which one you connect where. It literally does not matter one way or the other. So we're just going to grab this side and connect it here to the power. We're going to twist these guys together so that way they have a nice solid physical connection. And we're only going to use 2 butt connectors here. So we're going to slide one of them on this. We're going to crimp them down, perform the pull test, come down here, do the exact same thing. I'm actually going to run this wire under here like we did with the other one. Pull test is good. Just match these wires up, shove them in here. Bust out your electrical tape. I'm just gonna start here and work around. And don't be afraid to use electrical tape. This is what electrical tape was designed for. It's very good insulating. Also, I prefer this look over 2 giant blue butt connectors. And I always like to cut my electrical tape. I do not like to rip it. That just causes issues in the future. And that looks a whole lot better. We never changed this, so that's still good. We still have the same amount of movement and connectivity. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go inside the car, flip the turn signal on, and cross our fingers that this worked. That's a good sign. Yep, that is normal blink speed, so it worked. We're good to go. And I really wish I had like a thermometer or something to show you guys. Actually, I might. I'm just gonna let that run for a minute. I really want to get one of those like laser thermometers or whatever, so that way I can show you guys how hot stuff gets. I need to get one. This is for your forehead. The temperature of the metal is 68.1 degrees. This thing is already at 100 degrees. The blinker's only been on for a few seconds, so this thing isn't gonna get too much hotter, I don't think. If you're sitting in traffic for a long time and you got your blinker turned on, this thing can get pretty stinking hot. Let's move on. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna show you guys how to do the turn signals that are in the rear. Process is very, very similar, but I think the rear is just a little bit easier, so let's cut it over to that. So it's this middle one right here. I will do my best to find a place to mount it. All right, let's do some cutting. Okay, now that that's that, I'm just gonna cut this guy right about there. Hooking up power first. All right, going ground. Pull test seems good on all accounts. Big test. Hot damn, it worked. I'm gonna tackle the other side and we're going to move on with this video. All right, so that didn't take long at all. It was super simple install. Just follow the instructions. Luckily, my blinkers were really, really simple to set up. They do have instructions for different types of taillights for like trucks and things like that. I don't really have a good way to mount this thing where it's, you know, I don't want to like throw a self-tapper in here, but there's these brackets here in the trunk. And I just kind of jammed the resistor into the bracket so that way it can't move. And it's wedged in there pretty good. I don't want it rattling around or anything like that. That'll just be annoying. So I'm going to do a final test. I'm going to check on these every so often, make sure they're not popping out, touching anything, getting anything too hot, fire hazard, anything like that. I hated to cut away all this sheathing, but had to be done. No longer a factory look, but all the benefits of LED goodness, I think is a fair trade-off. All right, you guys, so that's everything. That's how you install these little resistors right here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you got a lot of good use out of it. I think it's a pretty informative video on how to update all your lights to LEDs and how to do it properly. Like I said, all these resistors are used for are turn signals or any lights that have to blink for some reason. So every single turn signal that you have, if you have more than just the 4, you're gonna need one of those resistors. So just keep that in mind. Link in the description down below for the resistors. Guys, I hope you have really been enjoying the videos here lately. I've been super pumped to get these out to you guys. Also, if you haven't seen my previous video or my future video, I can't remember where I put it, but where I've upgraded the front headlight lights to all LED. I'm actually still technically working on that right now, but these videos are going to come out in close conjunction with each other, so be sure to check that out as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Tip your waitresses, show your dog, subscribe, and have a great day.